First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. This is the brother Dawak, and right here I got this article in front of me that's about a new rule that will detain migrant kids indefinitely. So now it's not just for an allotted amount of time, but it's now indefinite what they're trying to push, right? Let's get to this article. Wait, first before we get to the article, let me bring out this this verse in Deuteronomy 28. So Deuteronomy 28 and 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity, which is exactly what they're trying to do to our brothers and sisters of the Northern Kingdom that are trying to come over here to America to live better lives. They're separating them from their families, from their children, and sending them straight into captivity, right? Which is what this article is about, and we're gonna read about that right now. All right. Yasmin Juarez lost her 21-month-old daughter, Marie, on the day Mother's Day is celebrated back in her home country of Guatemala. The toddler died after contracting a lung infection, which while held in migrant detention. All right, so the conditions over there are so bad that this toddler contracted a lung infection, right? Which shows that they're not really taking care of these children like they're supposed to, like as best as they can. The distraught but courageous mom sought justice for her daughter by testifying at a congressional hearing where she pleaded for leaders to closely examine how migrants are treated in detention. All right. Now let's see how these migrants are treated. Instead of responding to her plea, the government unveiled a new rule. So instead of going directly and responding to her plea, the government unveiled a new rule to indefinitely keep migrant kids and families who cross the border behind bars. So basically what they're doing when they separate these families from their children, they're taking them to their detention camps and locking them up indefinitely, basically giving these babies and children a life sentence, indefinite sentence in prison, right? Now let me see. I want to get that in Revelations. All right, Revelations 2 and 9. Oh, Salaki, not 2 and 9. 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Like all these things that we're suffering, all these troubles that the Black, Hispanic, and Native American are suffering, like this, which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. So this devil, this demon that they put in office, Donald Trump, along with all his other white compatriots, right? These devils are locking us up in prison, all right? Are mandating the incarceration of countless Black and Hispanics throughout all of America, all the hells of America. The devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. So these devils are locking our children up and separating us from our families, right? They're doing all types of you're not taking care of the children that they lock up in custody, right? Even though they're already coming from hell over on the other side of the border, right? just to come over here and to face even more pressing matters, right? Having their children locked up in prison. When this is their homeland, America is their is the uh it's like it is the homeland of these Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, right? But they can't even cross the board, cross this so-called border that the white man set up in peace, just to come and live amongst their own people, right? Live amongst a better society, right? They gotta go through getting separated from their children, locked up, and possibly dying in that jail system that they set up for them, in the incarceration system, the detention system that they set up for them. Let's see. All right. This means subjecting countless migrants to horrendous treatment at detention facilities without hope for release. All right. What we're just going over. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me get Job. Salakia. Job 20:19. Because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor, right? He forsook the poor. He neglects the poor and mistreats them in the this prison system. Because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not, right? So the white man didn't build up America. He didn't even build up the infrastructure of America that we see right now. It was all blacks and Hispanic working, right? We set up the whole economy and all of that you see, but they don't take account for our labors. They just they mistreat us, right? They incarcerate us to the mass level, just like we're reading about right now, right? This Hispanic mother's child died in a prison, being separated just for trying to cross the border, right? Let's keep reading on, man. The new regulation was announced by Trump's administration August 21st. It replaces the Flores Settlement Agreement, which set a 20-day limit on how long the government could hold migrant children in custody, and specified the level of care they should receive while in custody. So it used to be just a 20-day limit, and then they had to let the children go. But Trump changed that with his new with his anti-Hispanic ploy that he set up. Where was I? Kind of all right. Homeland Security officials justified the new rule, claiming the migrants abused the 20-day jail process as a type of passport for their children, to get their children over here safely, right? So at least the younger generation could grow up in a land where it's not as terrible living conditions as it is in Mexico or Guatemala. Since they'd be freed from detention after that short time. The fate of these families who are desperate for help, risk their lives in hope of finding asylum, is more dire than ever. Sadly, without improved conditions, other migrant families may suffer the same fate as Yasmin and Marie, the longer they remain locked in these facilities. Immigrant advocates such as the American Civil Liberties Union continue to call for improvement of the abysmal conditions within these detention facilities and states like California and Massachusetts aren't going without a fight. A 19-state lawsuit was filed challenging the indefinite detention of migrant children and their families. California State Attorney General Xavier Becerra, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, called Trump's actions morally reprehensible and illegal. Trump argues he's taking the draconian step on humanitarian grounds with children in mind. So he claims that he keeps the children in mind when he's by locking them up indefinitely, right? The white man's the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, man. Salakia. Getting Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a tainting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So the white man increased that which is not his, and he's setting up these rules as if he's got some type of authority over this place, when this is Native American soil, when this is Mesoamerican soil, right? For the indigenous peoples of this land, right? But then he got the nerve to lock us up, to lock our Hispanic brothers up like this, man, and allow their children to rot in prison indefinitely, right? The white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. That's all I wanted to say. Was that on the article? Yeah, con. All right. This article was from projectpulso.org. Y'all should check it out. It's got all sorts of Hispanic news and articles being brought out. It's basically a website centered around Hispanic upliftment. All right, and information. So with that being said, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Say death to America, death to the white man, and Shalom.